Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share some final thoughts on my experience with the Samsung rugged case for the Note 20 Ultra. Now you can see I've got quite a few cases here. I've got one from Poetic, which really gives you full protection except for the screen, and Kickstand. The Kickstand on this case, which retails for less than 20 US, that I covered in an unboxing, is actually more substantial than the one with the rugged case. Then to the right, I've got the Pitaka incredibly low profile aramid fiber case, which is for those of you who essentially want barely anything on the phone. After all, the Note 20 Ultra is a pretty big device. But in my opinion, if you're looking for the best overall protection as well as form and functionality, it does go to the Samsung Rugged. It's the easiest to take on and off of the device, and Poetic, again, I think affords more protection from drop and actually the corners. But when it comes to compatibility also with my Whitestone Dome screen protector that I didn't install it, but my fiance did. So if you missed that, it's something to take a look at. I really feel that this is the most balanced and overall best package that you can buy that's OEM from the manufacturer for this device. Now, I recently did a public service announcement about the S-View flip cover case for this phone because people have been reporting burn-in issues right along the right edge of the phone where, of course, the S-View has a transparency and gives you notifications, date and time, all that good stuff. So, if you're trying to figure out whether or not this case is the right one for you, I recommend it. I've used it long enough. I've tested it against others. It doesn't mean it's my personal favorite because I am a really big fan of the Pitaka cases simply because of the magnetic charging counterparts, the other accessory that I unboxed about this that you can pair this up with so that when you get into your car, you can just drop it on the charger and you have your phone ready to give you navigation, hands-free, make calls hands-free, all that good stuff. And of course, you can get a different kind of mount for this case, but there's something about the Pitaka low profile and just keeping the Note 20 Ultra as low profile as possible because it is a huge device, no question about it, the largest on the market outside of course, folding devices or the Surface Duo. But again, if you want rugged protection, you want something that is going to give you good grip on this device, which is important because on its own it is slippery, being that it is covered in Corning Victus glass. If you want something that is going to be compatible with the Whitestone Dome screen protector that I have on here, this is not a knock against Poetic, but Poetic's cases unfortunately did lift edges of the screen protector. That could have just been my doing, so I'm not throwing Poetic under the bus, but still full disclosure that some manufacturers' cases that offer more protection for the edges of the device, they become problematic. Another thing to be aware of, the reason I like this, is that no issues with swiping down. Anyone who owns this phone or even the Note 10 Plus knows what I'm talking about. A lot of times when you get cases like the Poetic with front edge protection, when you go to swipe down, you actually miss the top and the phone doesn't understand that you're actually trying to swipe down to pull up the notification drawer, if you will. So the kickstand on this, not the best in the world, really only meant to be used this way that you see right now. Of course, it does have a second one, which gives you a different viewing angle. That's another thing I like about it more than the Poetic, even though the Poetic has a more stable kickstand. Now, I say that because both of these kickstands, like previous generations of this case, are susceptible to popping off. I mean, I wish it could be used like this in portrait, but this is one of the very good examples where with a little bit of pressure, boom, it popped, right? The only good news about this is that it's not broken, but the truth of the matter is it shouldn't pop off like that. So, it's fairly easy, generally speaking, to pop back on. Samsung was smart enough not to make it that it would be broken and unfixable, so you can just pop it back on, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of a substantial hinge that could actually handle portrait mode, but no product, case, or anything for that matter is perfect. But at the end of the day, if you're going for a Samsung OEM case and you don't mind the extra bulk, I think this really is the best option. When it comes to the cutouts, no interference whatsoever. When it comes to overall performance and capability, nothing is hindered. The phone just gets bigger, which I wish it did not. And again, no interference with the Whitestone Dome screen protector, glass protector. So that means I don't think you're going to encounter any problems with any other manufacturer's screen protector that you might choose to go with. Furthermore, it does make this flush, the camera module, flush with the case, which is how you want it. You don't want a bobbling phone. I mean, similarly, I went through this with the Galaxy Z Fold 2, that with the leather half case, which I've been using, now I'm using the Aramid Kickstand case. What I actually like, even though, because I don't have protection on both sides, it's still a wobble when opened up, I like that this is actually embossed and pushed out, because that means when the phone sits down, I don't have to worry about the camera module ever making contact with a surface unless somebody bangs into it, which I'm not going to let happen. But back to keeping the eye on the prize here, everything is protected as it should be with this case. So that's the good news. I think it's well worth it. I've seen it go on sale for as low as $30 US. I think that's a more reasonable price than the $40 retail. But again, just wanted to give an update. This is my favorite case if you're looking for rugged protection and kickstand support. My second favorite, that's going to Pitaka, just because even though it doesn't have a kickstand, it represents the complete opposite, which is incredibly low profile, still protects the cameras, and gives you that added functionality with the magnetic wireless charging for your car dock that Pitaka makes. So again, this was only really to focus on the rugged case for the Note 20 Ultra. This is my favorite when it comes to full protection. Granted, I didn't get anything from, Spigen. I've reached out to them, haven't heard back, don't know what's up with that. And I've also reached out to OtterBox, but the OtterBox cases are just so big. Doesn't mean that they're not worth looking at. If you're a construction worker, I feel like you want as much protection as possible. I think for average users that just know they might drop the phone and they want the rubber texture on the side and they want the kickstands, you just cannot go wrong with the Samsung rugged case. And if you want to save a little bit of coin and get something that will give you more protection, the Poetic options are there. I do think Poetic makes a good product. It's just not my favorite of this bunch. At any rate, hope this helps and answered any applicable questions regarding the Note 20 Ultra and cases, at least, that I've been able to cover through the course of my time. By the way, of the 3 Poetic cases, this is my favorite. I will put links in the description for all 3 of these. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.